You know that person who never posts anything? Maybe they are your friend. Maybe they are you. While everyone else is frantically documenting their holiday, finding the perfect angle for their latte, and curating their story, this person is just drinking the latte. They go on trips and don't share a single photo. They get promoted and don't update their LinkedIn. And while you might pity them for missing out on the likes or think they are falling behind, there is a very strong chance they have figured out something the rest of us haven't. The less you need to prove your life online, the more real it actually feels. Let me ask you a question. When was the last time you posted on social media? Now, when was the last time you thought about posting? Opened the camera, took the photo, applied the filter, wrote the caption, and then deleted it. That gap, that hesitation, tells you everything about the psychological toll of being online. Because somewhere between opening the camera app and hitting share, a massive amount of cognitive labor happens. Your brain runs a high-speed simulation. Will people like this? Does this make me look successful? Is my life interesting enough to get validation from 400 people I haven't spoken to in 10 years? This is exhausting. Sociologist Irving Goffman called this dramaturgy. He argued that we all wear masks and perform on a stage to control how others see us. But social media didn't just give us a stage, it gave us a 24/7 global broadcast with a permanent record. It created what philosopher Michel Foucault called a panopticon, a prison where the inmates behave perfectly because they might be watched at any moment. When you live your life for the feed, you become both the prisoner and the guard. You police your own happiness. Does this look happy enough? So, the people who don't post, they aren't hiding. They are simply refusing to live in the prison. They are walking off the stage. To understand why some people opt out, we have to look at the psychology of lurkers. Studies show that about 90% of internet users are what researchers call lurkers, people who consume content but never create it. And that word sounds creepy, like they are hiding in the bushes. But research published in Frontiers in Psychology found something fascinating. When you combine the pressure to present a perfect self with the fear of judgment, the brain short-circuits. It decides that the cost of posting, anxiety, vulnerability, potential criticism, is simply higher than the reward, likes. Translation: your brain is trying to protect you. Think about it. Comparing yourself to others isn't just unhelpful, it is poison. When you scroll, you see everyone's highlight reel while you are stuck in your behind the scenes. You see their promotion while you are stressed at work. You see their engagement ring while you are lonely. This triggers social comparison theory, which shreds your self-esteem. But when you post, you become part of the problem. You contribute to the fake reality. People who don't post have intuitively realized that the only way to win this game is not to play. They are protecting their sense of control. They are saying, my confidence does not need to be crowdsourced from strangers. This brings us to the commoditization of self. In the modern world, we are taught that personal branding is everything. You are not a person. You are a product. Your vacation is content. Your relationship is content. Your breakfast is content. This mindset is deeply corrosive. It turns every moment of joy into a transaction. How much engagement can I get for this sunset? People who don't post are resisting this capitalism of the soul. They believe that some things are valuable simply because they happened, not because they were sold. They are keeping the sunset for themselves. There is a phenomenon called the observer effect. In physics, observing a particle changes its behavior. In psychology, filming a moment changes the memory of it. When you take a picture of a concert to post it, your brain switches from experiencing mode to documenting mode. You stop feeling the music and start worrying about the lighting. You are no longer in the moment. You are above it, packaging it for consumption. Studies show that people who take photos of an experience actually remember less details of the experience than those who just watched. By trying to capture it, you lost it. People who don't post protect the purity of the experience. They choose the memory over the JPEG. And then there is the privacy paradox. We live in an age of oversharing. Vulnerability is a currency. People post their crying selfies, their breakups, their mental health diagnoses. While openness can be good, it has created a culture where nothing is sacred. If it wasn't posted, did it even happen? The quiet people challenge this. They believe that intimacy requires exclusivity. They would rather have 5 friends who truly know their struggles than 5,000 followers who consume their trauma as entertainment. Research backs this up. Quality of friendships consistently predicts happiness better than quantity of connections. 10 real conversations beat 1,000,000 impressions. But here is where it gets interesting. Not posting doesn't mean not caring. These ghosts are often super observant. Because they aren't busy curating their own image, they have the bandwidth to really see you. They notice the change in your tone. They notice that your happy post felt forced. They are not checked out. They are paying attention, just quietly. They prefer understanding to broadcasting. They prefer depth to noise. Psychologists distinguish between 2 types of self-awareness. Public self-consciousness is worrying about how you look to others. Private self-consciousness is thinking about your own values and feelings. People who don't post lean heavily into the second one. Instead of asking, "How will this look?" they ask, "How does this feel?" This isn't overthinking. This is emotional intelligence. When you aren't constantly managing your PR campaign, you have mental space for actual self-reflection. You build an identity that exists without an audience. There is also a dark side to the platform itself that they avoid. The dopamine loop. Social media is engineered to be addictive. Every notification is a variable reward, like a slot machine. When you post, you are pulling the lever. Will I get 10 likes or 100? This uncertainty spikes dopamine, but it also spikes cortisol, stress. What if nobody likes it? What if someone leaves a mean comment? By not posting, you step off the emotional roller coaster. You stabilize your mood. You are no longer outsourcing your emotional regulation to an algorithm that doesn't care about you. This leads to the concept of JOMO, the joy of missing out. FOMO, fear of missing out, drives us to post. We want to prove we were there. JOMO is the confidence to say, "I am exactly where I need to be, and I don't need to prove it." It is the relief of disconnection. It is the pleasure of being unreachable. When you stop posting, you reclaim your time. You reclaim your mental space. You stop living for the approval of a ghost audience that doesn't really care about you. So, here is the paradox. The same traits that make you avoid social media, a need for privacy, a desire for deep connection, a strong sense of self, are exactly what social media promised to give us, but failed. It promised community, but gave us competition. It promised connection, but gave us comparison. The people who opt out aren't rejecting connection. They are rejecting the terms of service. They are saying, I will connect, but on my terms, in real time, without the show. I want you to consider this. What if the people who don't use social media aren't missing out? What if they are the ones who figured it out first? What if choosing privacy over posts, depth over followers, and being present over performing isn't antisocial? It is the ultimate form of self-respect. Because at the end of the day, nobody on their deathbed wishes they had posted more, but plenty of people wish they had lived more. The quiet ones aren't hiding in the shadows. They are just living in the light where the cameras can't reach. I'm curious, are you a ghost who never posts, or a lurker who just scrolls? Or do you feel the pressure to post every day? Tell me your relationship with these apps in the comments. And if you are wondering why you sometimes feel guilty even when you do try to relax offline, you might be suffering from toxic productivity. That is a trap where your brain thinks rest is lazy. We break that down in this next video. Click here, and I'll see you there.